Okay, so I want to welcome everybody to Hartford Magnet Trinity College Academy's virtual information session. Hopefully you'll learn a lot about HMTCA tonight, and it would be your only choice. So we're going to start with Mrs. Goldstein, our principal, and she's going to welcome you.
Oh, great. Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mrs. Andrews, and thank you to everybody who is able to tune in tonight, or maybe you're watching after this is recorded. Like Mrs. Andrews said, this is a virtual open house. We want you all to leave this open house excited about HMTCA and that it will be your first and only choice when you go to the Risco lottery to submit your first choice for a magnet school for your child for the 21-22 school year. So my name is Mrs. Goldstein, and I'm the proud and privileged principal of Hartford Magnet Trinity College Academy. This is my second year here at Hartford Magnet Trinity College Academy. Previous to this, I had been at Breakthrough Magnet School in also with Hartford Public Schools, and it's been a real pleasure. This school is a pre-K, or excuse me, not pre-K, Breakthroughs pre-K to 8, 6th grade to 12th grade, early college, arts and sciences themed school. And it has many amazing founding staff. And I was very fortunate to follow Principal Sally Biggs, who had really grown the school from a middle school to a high school. And I think that as you listen to this presentation and you meet some of our staff and some of our a special guest student, that you'll see why this school is so easy to just fall in love with and to enjoy. So I will probably end with some closing remarks, but with all of that, I will move on to Mrs. Andrews, who will set us up for what is Hartford Magnet Trinity College Academy.
Although you're still up, Mrs. Goldstein, for a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yes, I have to be honest. This was one of the things that it's nothing that you can physically see, although if you see me right now, which you may not, I am actually standing in the lobby of the high school of HMTCA. And what I love about HMTCA are our values, which if you can see the acronym go along with our name. So we are honorable in our actions, mindful of our diversity, thoughtful toward others, creative in our expression, and ambitious in our scholarly endeavors. And when you put these 5 values together, you have the Phoenix, which is the Hartford Magnet Trinity College mascot. And a Phoenix is really who you want your child to become, someone who is self-confident, someone who takes the high road even when things are difficult, someone who appreciates the diversity in life, whether it's racial and ethnic diversity, diversity of opinions, diversity of tastes and any interests. We love our diversity. That is our strength. We are thoughtful toward others, so your child will grow up to become someone who's empathic, compassionate, and can put themselves in someone else's shoes and really use their talents to serve whatever community they plan on serving in the future, whether that's in medicine, law, maybe a teacher, or any manufacturing trade. It's really important to be thoughtful toward others. That's how successful people are. Creative in our expression. We're an arts and sciences themed school. Your students in middle school learn they have access to many arts classes, which we will talk about in a little bit. So they have access to themselves in ways, not just in their words, but through music, through visual arts, dramatic arts as an example, and also just in how they live their lives. That's what creative in our expression can mean. And then finally, being ambitious in our scholarly endeavors. We're not looking for, nor do we expect everyone to get straight A's. It's not about the achievement, but it's really about striving to be our best. And at the end of the day, if we can ask ourselves, have we done our best? Have we held that bar high for ourselves? And we can say yes, then we truly are living up to what these 5 values are. So We're very excited about what these values can do for us as staff and teachers, and how we see it showing up in our students, starting from 6th grade all the way up to the time that they graduate.
Okay.
So this is also something I'm going to be presenting on. I know as a mom myself, I am the mother of 2 recent high school graduates. And so it's very fresh in my mind to know that safety is always was always my concern as a parent, and it's my concern as a principal, and it is absolutely shared by every single staff person in our school. So especially during these difficult times of COVID, it is very important that we follow all of the protocols. We just wanted to show you some different ways that we do that. We have, as you can see, clearly marked hallways. We have one direction traffic. We have masks only. I am obviously without a mask. I'm using my judgment for this particular video. I'm the only one around now, but typically we don't even approach the door without our mask on, and we keep it on at all times. We maintain 6-foot distance, and we keep our hands clean. We have hand sanitizer available to us all throughout the school, through the hallways, in every classroom. It's the first thing a student sees and it is expected to use. And we've been very faithful to these protocols. And we also have a custodial staff whose primary job through the day is to maintain clean surfaces, cleaning constantly all of our door handles, and anywhere that could be touched is remaining clean several times throughout the day. And then finally, our school year this year, and we can't speak for next year, we'll follow whatever safety we need to for next year. We have all remote learning on Wednesdays, and that gives our custodians extra time to clean and gives the building a chance to rest, also for our safety. All of our desks are currently 6 feet or more apart, and we're in a hybrid model. So we're very, very proud of the protocols that we've been following, and very confident in the safety for ourselves as well as for your children.
Okay.
Oh, are we starting with some entertainment right now, Mrs. Andrews?
We are starting with some entertainment right now.
All right. Okay. Well, this is really exciting. So this is a really, really fun video that our 2 of our teachers just recently produced. I mean, within maybe 24 hours now. So I think I personally may need to share my screen to show you this video, because we were, hold on for 1 second, please. Here we go. So this is give me 1 moment. I'm going to click on it and then put it to full screen. Let's see if it works. Here we go. No, that is not what you want to see right now. 1 moment, please. Good old YouTube likes to be in charge. 1 moment. I have no idea what that was. Oops. Okay, here we go. Now I just need to put the 2 together. So this is a nice little preview for you to see what makes our school so special. Again, it is something that was produced by Mr. Eddie Duran, who is one of our awesome language arts teachers, and also a theater expert. So here we go. I'm going to try this one more time. Wish me luck on this try.
to robotics and engineering class. Do you like to play with Legos? Then you will enjoy this class. Look, we built some cool robots. In this class, you can build your own car, right? That you can make power with your own remote. You can build like your own tractors. You can build your own robotic box. A lot of things. Ferris wheels, catapults, lots of cool things in here, right? I'm gonna show you one right in here how it works. See, this is the robotic box. See, it's trying to escape in here, but what it does, it loves light. See how it follows it? Again, it's just one of the cool toys we have in here. So if you want to come to the school next year, you would love it. Tractors. Do you like 3D printing? Then you're in the right class again. If you want to do one of these things, look, we print toys out of plastic. We make some glasses. Do you want to make your own personalized cup? Here you go. You want a small one? Another one. If you like to build big cars out of paper, we have these. So lots of things in this class. Just, you're probably gonna love this school if you come in here next year.
All right. Yes, so that was, that's just a little preview of a lot of the fun things that our school has to offer. And I think Mrs. Andrews is going to reshare her screen so that we can get back to our PowerPoint. And we'll talk a little bit about our themes.
Okay, I think your volume got turned down a little bit. So, all right. Before I start though, Mrs. Cruz-Reese just wanted to make a quick announcement.
Sí, buenas noches a todos. Good evening, everyone. I just wanted to say that we will offer anybody who needs translation or any information in Spanish, please just reach out. We are here to help. De cualquier persona que necesite algo traducido en español o cualquier otra información, por favor avísennos y aquí estamos para servirles. Que tengan buenas noches. Thanks. Have a good night.
Thank you. Okay. Except my screen isn't moving on me. There we go. So as Mrs. Goldstein said earlier, our three themes are early college, arts, and sciences. So our early college theme, students have the opportunity to take college level courses. They can do that through advanced placement courses, and we've got quite a few. UConn Early College Experience, the ECE classes. Students that qualify can also take classes right at Trinity College. And we also have a partnership through the high school partnership program with Capital Community College, and we offer a couple of those classes right in our school as well. So our students do have the opportunity to earn college credits while still in high school. In the arts, students can choose from a large variety of courses in the arts, including band, orchestra, chorus, guitar, dance, theater. We have a wonderful dance studio, visual arts, painting, sculpture, ceramics, and graphic arts. And then for our sciences, our offerings include a wide array of courses. We have integrated science, biology, chemistry, marine science, anatomy and physiology, computer science, medical terminology, physics, forensics, botany, robotics, and yes, we have beekeeping. It's a very popular class. I'm not sure it's what I would have taken necessarily. I'm a little afraid of bees, but it's a really popular class. And they actually make candles, and they sell their honey as well. So kids are very interested in that one. That is a high school class, however. All right. So we have two guest speakers here tonight. Our student speaker is Afrin, and Afrin is a senior this year, so she'll be leaving us. But Afrin, I mean, I can stop sharing again so that we can see you. So let me do that. And then after that, we'll have Mrs. Nancy Mendez, our parent speaker. Let me just hit my stop share so we can see Afrin. Hi, Afrin.
Hi, my name is Afrin, and I'm a senior at HMTCA. And I recently got accepted into Yale University, so hopefully I'll be attending there next year. But going back to my middle school experience, my experience coming into HMTCA was different from my peers because I transferred halfway into the year. But what made me want to transfer to HMTCA was the diversity HMTCA offered. Growing up, I was really detached from my culture and heritage, but coming to HMTCA, it really made me appreciate my culture because I made friends with so many people from different backgrounds, and I got to experience, like, I had made Guyanese friends, and I finally had someone to talk about South Asian culture and South Asian cuisine with, and it made me appreciate my culture more because I had people to relate to, and I wouldn't have gotten that experience if I didn't come to HMTCA. Another way HMTCA made my middle school experience memorable was the music program. I was a part of jazz band, concert band, marching band, and orchestra throughout middle school. And really felt like a part of a family because we were always rehearsing together after school and we were going to parades and competitions. And that's how I made a majority of my friends. And those friends stayed with me throughout high school. And moving on to my high school experience, like Miss Andrews said, there's so many opportunities to get ahead in college while you're still in high school. And through HMTCA, I was able to take classes at Capital Community College, and I'm also taking a Trinity College course this semester. And I also got to take AP classes and ECE classes. And I felt like it was a great way to solidify my studying habits and get a feel for what the college environment will be like next year. And I'm glad that I had these resources with me throughout middle school and high school. And if you want your student to thrive creatively and academically, HMTCA is the place for you. Thank you.
She's a little biased. That's a good thing. All right, Mrs. Mendez, we'd love to hear from you as a parent.
We're so proud of you, Afrin.
We are so proud of her.
And of
Thank
all of
you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. My name is Nancy Mendez. I am a parent of now is a ninth grader, so my son is a high schooler. We came to HMTCA when he started sixth grade, and the transition was amazing. The amount of support that he had coming in was incredible. The teachers were very kind and understanding, and they listened, and they really allow him to feel comfortable, so that he could go to any teacher and ask for help. There was one of the other things that I really enjoy about when he started school was the fact that he participated in music program from the very beginning. So he was part of the band. He played in the marching band. He was able to access sports in middle school. Most schools in Hartford do not offer that. So it was a huge plus to be at HMTCA. He's a swimmer, and he was able, I mean, up to last year, he went to states competitions. Throughout the middle school and now into the high school, he has been part of the National Honor Society as well. This is a place where he's been able to excel in many different aspects, personally, socially, and academically. And I'm very happy to be a part of this community. I have built some great friendships with the parents and the staff at the school. Everybody's very welcoming, and we'd love to see more of you come into our school. So pick HMTCA as your #1 school. You won't regret it.
Thank you. Afrin, before I move on, just quickly, just give us a couple of things that maybe some activities that you were also involved in besides band.
I was a part of the Model United Nations team, and every year we had the opportunity to go to Yale and be a part of the international conference it holds each year. And Model UN was really it really made me grow as a speaker and be comfortable speaking in front of large groups of people. And Miss Avery, the teacher who advises the club, really pushed me to my limits and just go beyond my boundaries and stuff. So I'm really grateful for her, and that's how I grew as a student and a person.
Okay, thank you. Thank you to both of you. All right, I'm going to share my screen again.
Yes, we are so grateful for all of our families. We families participate at the level that they're able to. So some families can be involved, some families are working, and we love all of our families just the same. It's really a place where students can come and feel like Ms. Mendez shared, hopefully becoming confident, feeling part of the community. So thanks for highlighting those things.
I don't know if it's just me, but I'm having a little difficult time hearing Mrs. Goldstein, so I'm not sure if
Yes,
the
I am.
volume,
It-
her volume may be down a little bit.
Yes.
I'm not sure if that's what it is, but I will keep my talking to a minimum. Thank you.
Okay, so we will move on. The computer seems a little slow on moving on. There we go. So now we'll take a look at what a sample sixth grade schedule would look like. So our school operates on day 1 and day 2, a block schedule, and we use day 1 and day 2. So we just keep following that day 1, day 2, day 1, day 2. If we had a snow day, which I don't even know if there'll be such a thing anymore since we can do remote, but in the past, you just go to that next day then. So if we missed a day 2, you would still go on to the day 1, you would follow that schedule. So you see the time blocks. We do start at 7:30 in the morning. Our sixth grade right now gets dismissed at 2:25 just because we stagger dismissal, with COVID. But you'll see the different blocks that they have. So this is a typical schedule that a student would have. They would have their core classes, their social studies, reading, math, and science every day, same blocks. There is a small advisory block in there as well. And then they have what we call encore, which is a lot of times you guys call them specials. And so we have blue, gold, and white and silver. So on day 1, it's a blue and a white day. So this student would have had visual arts for one of the blocks and then band in the second block on blue and then white. And then on day 2, they would go to dance and then have keyboarding. So that would be their gold and silver. So, those encores run for a marking period unless you're in band, orchestra, or chorus, because those go full year. So each marking period, they may change. So your child could maybe in the following marking period, maybe instead of dance and keyboarding, they might have swimming. So, all right, I'm gonna give myself a break and let Ms. Brauman talk about our sample ninth grade schedule.
Hey everyone. So our high school schedule is all on a block schedule. Our classes are approximately 86 to 88 minutes long. Again, the day 1, day 2 is the way we operate. We get everybody brainwashed into what it is within the first month. So people can remember their schedules. So for this sample ninth grade schedule, you're looking at all the very basic courses that every freshman will need to take. So it is English 1, it is an Algebra 1, integrated science, and then there's the other electives. So where in the middle school you have your encore classes, it's electives for credit in high school. And that's a very interesting transition for students to make if they were with us from 6 through 8. If they stay with us as a high school student, they often have a difficult time just adjusting to the mindset change once you hit high school. So let's see, we have in there, the advisory block is typically a great time for us to gather with our advisory students who we get to know pretty well since we have them pretty much every day throughout the school year. There are team building activities that we do. We hold circles for certain discussions. It can be pretty much anything that the group as a whole would like to do together as well. So it's pretty free in that regard. Lunch, that's always an interesting thing. We have what I call brunch. We have 2 different lunch times. And if you look all the way in the left-hand column, 10:15 to 10:45 is the first high school brunch wave. And the second is right after that. There just is not enough space for everyone in the cafeteria and or the student center. So our seniors, as a privilege, they get to have their lunch in the student center instead of the cafeteria. It's a nice little perk that they get to have. And other than that, it's just courses after courses to select from, and working with your guidance counselor, your school counselor, the students will be developing a plan of what courses they will be taking throughout the 4 years of the high school to ensure that they reach all of the credit requirements for graduation.
Okay. So I'm sorry, I actually coughed. So I might have missed if you had said that the high school operates on semesters.
I did not.
So I wasn't sure. So in the high school, and that's something that the middle school has to get used to as well, is classes meet on a semester basis. So if you see a class that has the same thing day one and day two, English 1 honors, that's going to meet for a semester. So if a student's in that right now, at the end of January, that class will be done. They will have earned their credit and they'll go on to the second semester taking another class. When you see them on a day one, day two, like Algebra 1, that's going to meet day one for the whole year. And so same with the electives, human rights, theater, and aquatics are all electives. And so those go semester long. So the schedule, their schedule, the only thing that actually on here that will remain the same really is their advisory and their algebra. Everything else will change for the second semester. So, okay. Slow computer. There we go. So we do, as Mrs. Mendez had mentioned, we do offer middle school sports. And the middle school sports that we offer are all listed here. Soccer for both boys and girls. We have a co-ed swim team, which is not typical for a middle school, but since we have a pool, we've also had a swim team now for years. It's usually a pretty good sized team, and they do compete against some other schools. We also have girls volleyball, cross country and outdoor track for both boys and girls. We have a boys and girls basketball team, baseball, softball for the girls, and cheerleading is a club sport. So rather than being an actual sport, they do that more as a club. In the high school, obviously we add a few more sports. We've got soccer, football, and some of these are co-op. Some we do right at our school, and others are we co-op with other schools. Football happens to be one of those. So we have soccer for both boys and girls, football. Swimming is now, the girls do it in trying to remember, the fall, and the boys do it in the winter. We have girls volleyball still, indoor track, cross country, outdoor tracks. If you like to run, you can run year round. Tennis, another co-op, basketball for both boys and girls, baseball, softball, golf, and now you'll have a cheerleading team, and then crew. And I have a little asterisk on crew because crew is, it's actually not a Hartford public school. It's more in partnership with Riverfront, and students can join that team. If you if you live in East Hartford or Hartford, it's free of charge. But because if you attend a Hartford school, if you're outside of Hartford or East Hartford, and it's just the way they're funded, it's discounted. I paid I think $240, but if you didn't go to a Hartford school, if you were out in there were a lot of West Hartford kids that went, they probably pay close to $800. So, but that's also available. I think even starting in 8th grade, the students can do crew, and that happens over at Riverfront. So at the boathouse there. All right. So one of the other things that we also have is, because it's okay, what else do we have? We have our Trinity partnership, and it comes up in different ways. So each year, obviously this year didn't happen because of COVID, our students attend summer sessions or 2-week sessions, and it's summer writing for rising 9th graders. So as they from 8th to 9th, they would attend a 2-week summer writing session that's held on the Trinity campus, and it's actually co-taught by one of our staff and a Trinity professor. So it's a great experience, and it's kind of nice for them also to be on that college campus. The summer science sessions are for rising 10th graders. So going from 9th to 10th, they would, in that same 2-week period, that the kids are there for writing, our students would attend the summer science session. And that's actually, it is kind of managed, or I mean, our staff is there, but they're not teaching it. It's actually taught by Trinity staff and their students. Our seniors are able, again, not this year, they have their classes actually on Trinity's campus. So every one of our students in their senior year have that opportunity to be on a college campus. And I'm not sure, who's out there that may have not have been to our school, but literally Trinity is right across the street. So it's kind of a nice opportunity for them. We also have Trinity students that come down and work as tutors in a program. And what's available for those that qualify, again, mostly in senior, sometime in junior year, tuition-free college courses. And our students have really taken advantage of that and been able to go over to Trinity and participate in classes over there and earn credit. So we also have some clubs that we offer. And again, these are kind of mixed because some are high school, some are middle school, but I kind of mixed them up and just put them alphabetically. So we have a beekeeping club, the Black Student Union, chess club, debate club, drama club, girls who code, our Gay Straight Alliance, mock trial, which Afrin did not say anything about, but I think she did mock trial too. Model UN, our National Honor Society and National Junior Honor Society, and that would be in middle school, and then pep band. So we do offer some additional things and not just our sports, and so we have clubs as well. Field trips. Now, this is not inclusive necessarily. It's not really inclusive. This is kind, because there's other trips that have happened. Obviously, nothing's going on right now, but we've done Hartford Stage, where our kids have been able to participate in what's called Interact, and that's a and they'll be able to go over there and they see different plays, and they've enjoyed that very much. The new trip that 7th graders are going to eventually, once things get back to normal, be able to go is to go to New York City and be able to see a Broadway show. Again, we also like to make sure that the trips that we do complement the themes of our school. And that obviously the first two with the arts, and here comes in our science now, is the nature's classroom. And that's going to now move into the 6th grade where they will go to nature's classroom. Our 8th grade has gone for years now to Washington, D.C. for a week, and they've always had an amazing time. Exhausting because they see it all. Our high schoolers have participated in college tours. They've gone to some right in Connecticut. They've done UConn. They've been to Central. They've been to Eastern, and then some groups go to Rhode Island. Some have gone to Boston. So they've seen like Boston College. They've seen Brown. So they've seen different colleges. Obviously, all of our students have been on Trinity's campus at one time or another. And then the Lake Compounds, now that looks like that would just be fun, but that actually is a competition, a music competition that our chorus has gone to, our band has gone to and competed in. And if you've ever been in our school, when you come down the hallway in the middle school, we have showcases full of trophies that they've won. So it's actually a competition. Obviously, they're not competing all day, so it's a fun day as well. But that's one of the ones that they go on. So these are ones that are pretty much, that we kind of do over and over, but there are other little, different trips along the way and different things along the way as well.
Ms. Andrews?
Yes.
Interrupt you for a moment. I believe we have our athletic director with us.
I did see that. He was here. And I mean, I can flip back up to the sports, or if he wants. He owes me money though, because I did it for him. All right, Mr. Leonard. Talk to us about our sports.
How are you? I apologize for jumping on late. I just got back from something. So at HMTCA, we have a unique opportunity for children to participate in not only high school sports at the extracurricular level, but also at middle school. As you see on the screen, we are one of the few middle schools in the state that offer middle school co-ed swimming. So your child can start swimming in 6th grade and swim all the way through 12th grade at a competitive level, no matter their ability. Our coaches work with them to help them improve and get better. We also offer girls volleyball, cross country, outdoor track, and the other sports that you see there. Our middle school sports play against other middle schools in the surrounding area. So they travel to Stafford Springs, Windsor Locks, Plainville, and against other middle schools in the city of Hartford. It is a great building block for them to get ready for high school sports, to learn how to balance their academics and their extracurricular activities, because they are still held to an academic requirement to participate in sports. Now, the nice part about middle school sports is they are allowed to participate with their town or their community team while they participate with their middle school team. All that we ask is A, you clarify that with the coach, but B, you make an equal commitment to both. We can't have you trying out for a middle school team or playing on a middle school team and only showing up for games and competitions and missing all the practices because you're practicing with your other team. So we do work well with our community partners at the middle school level, and it is a great opportunity for them to learn. Do you have a high school page, Mrs. Andrews?
But of course.
There you go. Our high school program is larger. With that said, some of our teams are cooperative teams, which means we play with other schools in the city. So for example, football, we play with kids from Buckley, SMSA, University, and Classical. So us 5 teams, we combine together to form one football team. We just are not big enough to support our own football team right now. So that's how we allow the kids to play. When you play a high school sport, we do require that you are available 5 days a week. So practice is 5 days a week. Parents do have to provide the transportation, meaning you have to pick your child up after practice and after games. So we know it is a large commitment, but we do try to work with people. We try to set up carpools and so on and so forth to help them find rides home to communities that are farther out if need be. One of the new sports we are bringing back to HMTCA is golf. This spring, we're going to offer golf for our first time. We're looking to build on that and carry that, and golf is co-ed, where the boys and girls will play on the same team. Crew has a little asterisk next to it because crew is a sport that we support, but we technically don't sponsor it. City of Hartford schools do not offer crew as a CIAC sport, and neither does the CIAC, which is the governing body for the state of Connecticut. However, we want our kids to row. So what we do is we formed a nice partnership with Riverfront Recapture, and I'm sure Mrs. Andrews mentioned it, that her daughter rowed for 4 years through them. And what we do is we provide bus passes so they can get up to practice and so on and so forth. They can earn a varsity letter in crew, but they just follow the rules and regulations of Riverfront Recapture as with what they lay out. City of Hartford schools are not a pay to play program, which means you do not have to pay to participate in high school sports. Crew is the only exception to that rule, and they have a sliding scale based on where you live and income and so on and so forth. And that's something you work out with Riverfront Recapture. Our high school teams, we play just like our middle school teams all over the region. We are a member of the NCCC, the North Central Connecticut Conference. So we go as far out in the west to Canton and Granby in the north, Suffield, also Summers, Ellington in the north, and Bolton, Coventry out in the east. There's 14 schools in our league, so we have some good competition, and it's a great way for our kids to see some of the surrounding suburban and rural communities. If there's any questions on sports, please feel free to ask.
Okay. So believe it or not, Mr. Leonard, I did not tell them that my daughter rowed for 4 years, nor did I tell them that my daughter graduated last year from HMTCA. I did not tell them. And I probably should have. And interestingly, she is now a freshman at Trinity. Mm-hmm. She took a couple classes over there, absolutely loves it. And she is on the crew team. Imagine that.
And
so
there are a lot of sports that we offer that provide enhanced opportunities for athletic scholarships. Crew being one of them. Very few people participate in it, so there's more scholarships available. So that's another reason why we push kids towards some of those sports.
Absolutely agree. Agree with that one. All right, so we went through the field trips. So I'm going to stop. So hopefully Mrs. Goldstein's volume is working a little bit better so she can speak to transportation, because that's always a question folks have.
Okay, I'll try. Is this okay or no?
It's a little low, but I guess if we're quiet, maybe we can hear.
I am so sorry. I don't know what the problem is with my laptop. So if it's distracting and it's too soft, then I probably shouldn't speak, Mrs. Andrews. You let me know though.
If Miss Payne is still on, she can probably speak to transportation.
Mrs. Payne is still on, but unfortunately, that's not my expertise. That would be Mrs. Heller.
Okay.
So
Julie-
I'll say a couple things. Yes.
If you go under the microphone on the lower corner, if you hit the arrow, you could change the settings on the speakers. So you
Okay.
could put same as the system. I think you'll go back to,
How's that? Better?
No,
no, how about the, maybe switch to speaker and microphone or something?
Let's try this. Is that any better?
no, I think we're gonna move on then, and I'll talk to the best of my ability on transportation. So at HMTCA, our students come from over 40 plus different towns, Hartford and then the surrounding towns, and all those that are in our our area, there is transportation that is provided. They are not going to be like door-to-door stops. They oftentimes might be a group stop. I know I live actually in East Windsor, and again, there's not a lot of kids, so that there is actually a group stop. At one point, it used to be at our middle school, and now I believe it's at Walmart. But in a lot of the towns, it would be at a convenient intersection close to you. If you're a Hartford student, I believe you have to, and Ms. Payne, tell me if I'm wrong. I thought it was about I think it's 1.5 miles for middle school and 2 miles for high school students.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. So, and again, if you have pressing questions, you can always call the school and ask to talk to Mrs. Heller. And Mrs. Heller, she's kind of our transportation guru and can answer all of those questions for you in terms of that. So, but transportation is provided both to and from school. All right. So one of the questions that we used to be asked an awful lot is, when people are kind of planning, because now you're making, could be making a commitment possibly for, 7 years through their high schools. So where have our students been accepted? And our students now have been accepted to over 200 colleges. Obviously, they didn't go to over 200 colleges, but they have been accepted there. And again, we're very, very proud of Afrin being accepted to Yale, and clearly she will be attending Yale next year. So I'll leave this up for just a moment because I have a whole second screen for you. And this will give you an idea of where our students are have been accepted to. So pretty much all over. Let me get to the next one. And here's the second half. I listed all the universities on the right-hand side. So, and for, Hartford students, I'm sure, I'm hoping you all heard, on the Hartford Promise that you would, if you have the attendance and the grade, the right GPA, then there is monies for you for college. And I know UConn actually matches that as well.
Andrews,
So.
it is threefold. It's the attendance piece, it's the GPA,